Well, great evening, Chit Chat Kit Kats. Well, I just spent the evening watching one of my favorite films. And if you've never seen it, this is an old film. It's in black and white. But it's something I always enjoy watching. So what's the film? Harvey with, oh my goodness. The only thing I don't care about the film is they make Elwood P. Dowd basically an alcoholic. He's always in the bar drinking. But the film is about, he's such a pleasant guy, and he's talking about this puka that's with him, which is a 6 foot, 3.5 inch rabbit, white rabbit. And everybody thinks he's crazy, because he always introduces, I'd like you to meet my friend Harvey. And so the aunt wants to lock him up. His sister wants to lock him up. And because he wants to introduce Harvey to everyone. And they're like, oh, yeah, right, a white rabbit. So anyway, in this, he's such a slow talking and just so wonderful with everybody. And it's got the best line in the film, says, my mother always said, Elwood, my mother always called me Elwood. She said, Elwood, you can be one of two things. You can either be oh so smart or oh so pleasant. He says, for many years I was oh so smart, but then I found out it was nicer to be oh so pleasant. So he says he'd go down to the bar and Harvey would go with him. And they'd both sit there and drink martinis. He'd order one for him and one for the rabbit. And he says people would come in and they'd come and tell me all their problems. And I'd introduce them to Harvey. And they would always say, oh, you're oh so pleasant. But it's a fabulous movie. It's just a feel-good movie. So I wanted, just for fun, to pull the cards and see what the cards would say about Harvey. And what I got, and this is a fun read, in the center was a great fortune. And light, the light is the great fortune of being oh so pleasant. He'd go with anybody anywhere. They're trying to lock him up in the sanitarium, and he'd be, I'd be happy to go with you. They said, you need to come up and have this back. I'd be happy to do that. Whatever it is, he's just, okay. Anyway, above it, we have the 10 of coins. So these are the things of value in your life, concrete things of value. And underneath of it, the foundation is judgment. So it would be judged that you are a light and a great fortune. You have a lot of great things in your life. If you were just oh so pleasant. Okay. Going into it, we have, sitting with emotions, contemplating it, and underneath that we have the magician. It makes things happen. This is a long-term, slow-moving thing in your world. The challenge is thinking about your next action. Balance. Okay, everything is a lot of twos. It's, really before you're taking action on it, you're staying in balance. It's just like easy breezy, just going. And, pleasantries of the past. And then what we had going into it, we had the tower. Now, in this case, I see the tower as that, diminishing of ego, because he's just, happy. He goes with everybody. It's about joy, okay, being in the starlight, okay. And I just when I pulled this card, I was hearing that, children's song, Starlight, Star Bright. First star I see tonight, I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. And then you have the labyrinth, the walking of the journey day by day. You have Nibbana, being blown out and closing the door, completion. So it's just about, and I thought that was so fun. It was just about relaxing, and he says the puka, the rabbit, can stop time, and you can go any place you want, stay as long as you want, and when you come back, only 1 minute has moved in the clock. And so the doctor that's been spending time with Harvey says, well, where did you go? He says, oh, I've never used it. I can't think of a place I'd rather be than where I'm at. And so the doctor says, oh, I'd go for 2 weeks. I'd spend it under a maple tree with this beautiful woman that's basically pretty quiet. And I'd hold her hand and say, you poor dear for 2 weeks. Anyway, it's just one of those movies that you wish that people would be pleasant, and you watch it. Jimmy Stewart, it's one of my favorite Jimmy Stewart movies. You know how he is. He's such a slow-talking person to begin with. He's got that slow metered voice, and he does this part so well. I don't think they could have ever found anyone better to play this role. So I think I watch Harvey at least once or twice a year. It's one that I bought for my private collection of movies that I just find, there's some movies that you just love and can watch over and over and over again. And this is definitely one of those movies. So if you've never seen Harvey with Jimmy Stewart, I suggest it's one that you might enjoy watching, especially if you happen to like Jimmy Stewart. Great movie. Harvey. I'm going to get back. I've got about 10 minutes left of this movie before it's over. And I did so enjoy watching it again. And like I said, the only thing I don't like about the movie is that he's basically an alcoholic, is what they portray him as. But I could see why they did it, because he goes to hang out at the bar and he talks to people and he plays the jukebox and he's just, easygoing. But yeah, great movie. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you online.